somewhat puzzling decisions at the trade deadline to some people, but ultimately what they wanted to do was maintain flexibility with money and maintain flexibility with roster space. And as of right now, they are working with a little bit of roster space, so I wanted to cover what the Raptors are really planning on doing with these positions for the rest of the season. So the trades in mind for the Raptors at the deadline, like I said, they wanted to prioritize. I've said in all the content, they've wanted to prioritize players over picks. They certainly did that by using their very, very late first-round pick to acquire Ochai Agbaji. Otto Porter went the other way. They also brought in Kelly Olynyk. Thought it was a decent trade. But then other trades that went down. Sending out Dennis Schroder and Thaddeus Young to the Brooklyn Nets and taking on Spencer Dinwiddie's contract for the rest of the season and just buying it out. So the Raptors lose Schroder. They lose Thaddeus Young, who are both getting decent minutes with the team. Two players out the door like that. One player comes in Spencer Dinwiddie, and he is waived from the team. So roster spots are open for the Raptors. There's opportunity for the Raptors to use these spots for the rest of the season. So people are wondering, are they going to be active in the buyout market? Perhaps what are the actual plans for these positions? And for me, I'm looking at the Raptors team right now. I don't know about you guys, but it's pretty clear that this is not a very good team. They showcased that certainly in their loss, their horrible loss to the Cavaliers. I get it. They beat the Houston Rockets. They look good in that game. They beat the Charlotte Hornets this week, which it was not a very good performance, but they ended up getting over the line there. But since the trade deadline, yes, they look good against the Rockets. Did not look good against a very good Cleveland Cavaliers team. But let's not kid ourselves here. There is an awareness that this Raptors team is not very good and isn't really going anywhere this season. 29 games left, time recording. They are projected to win 10 of the last 29 games here, finish with around 29 wins. It'd be probably a little bit surprising if this team won 30-plus games this season, which is crazy to think about considering the projections to start the season, but that's just how the season has gone here. So I don't anticipate the Raptors to be aggressive in the buyout market, nor do I think buyout market type of players will want to come to the Raptors. Typically, guys who hit the buyout market, like Kyle Lowry, sign with good teams like the Philadelphia 76ers, which he has done. The Milwaukee Bucks have opened up space for buyout candidates. If you're a buyout candidate, if you're a buyout player, you're looking to sign for a contender. You're definitely ring chasing here. This is really what the buyout market's made for. And typically these buyout, there's a reason you're bought out. There's a reason you're bought out of your contract. You're not doing a very good job. Buyout markets are typically quite overrated, and along with the Raptors not being very good, not being a desirable destination right now, don't really see that happening for the team. So, where the Raptors are going to be looking, yes, they can look at some free agents. People were wondering if Bismack Biyombo would be a play. Ended up not being a play because the Raptors acquired Kelly Olynyk at the deadline, and Biyombo ended up, I think, on the Oklahoma City Thunder, actually. So, where the Raptors are going to be looking, they are going to be looking for these diamond in the rough sort of guys. This is an opportunity for the Raptors to take some flyers on some G League players, some younger players, some 10-day contracts, and perhaps even maybe a guy like Killian Hayes. Personally, I think that's a bit of a lost cause for Killian Hayes, but there is a possibility that maybe the Raptors look at a player like that and say, okay, let's see what they can do for the rest of the season and move from there. But for now, the Raptors actually look towards the Raptors 905, their G League affiliate, to provide a bit of extra help to the team. The Raptors have actually added in Justice Winslow as well as Mohamedou Gay off of their G League 905 affiliate on 10-day contracts. Justice Winslow is a bit of an NBA vet. He's a former lottery pick. Mohamedou Gay has been with the Raptors since Summer League. He played pretty well in Summer League, got a spot on the Raptors training camp roster, ultimately has not done quite enough to get himself didn't do quite enough to get himself a regular roster spot in the NBA, but Raptors brought him in. He's been doing well in the G League. Justice Winslow, an NBA vet, he got brought into the G League, and they're both playing pretty well with the team. So the Raptors decided to give these guys an opportunity. They're actually available for the game against the Cavaliers, but didn't feature. This season, Justice Winslow has been performing quite admirably. He's averaging 15 points per game, shooting not like stupendous levels from three. He's been a decent shooter, the former lottery pick, but he's a good defender. He's a good defender. He's scoring a little bit in the G League, but for the NBA, what the Raptors have been looking for Justice Winslow, definitely looking towards the defensive end of the ball. I don't imagine he's going to be playing like a plethora of games here, getting a plethora of minutes, but a 10-day contract, Raptors are taking some shots here and seeing if anything sticks. Also going to take a little bit of a shot here with Mohamedou Gay. Nice to see a player get rewarded for a good play in the G League and get an opportunity on their actual NBA team. Mohamedou Gay this season has taken a jump compared to last season. But this season, with the Raptors now, he's averaging 13.7 points. He's been quite efficient from the field at 53% on 11 field goal attempts per game. Not a good shooter, but averages 9 rebounds per game and leads the G League with 2.3 blocks per game. So here's another sort of defensive-minded move for the Raptors. Here's a switchable player, the type of player that typically you would like with Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster. We'll see if Darko Rajakovic wants to use him at all. But again, it's taking a shot here and seeing if something sticks. When the Raptors brought up Jontay Porter on a 2-way contract into the NBA, they probably weren't expecting him to play well enough to earn like a decent role for a while. I'm not a big fan of Jontay Porter's game, but for that time with the Raptors dealing with injuries, he was playing decently and was even starting some games for the Raptors. Now that fell off and Thaddeus Young reclaimed a starting position for a period. But hey, Jontay Porter showcased that he can kind of hang in the NBA. So making a move like this, hopefully these guys are provided an opportunity to show their stuff. Hopefully these guys provide an opportunity actually on the court just so Raptors fans can kind of see what they bring to the team. But yeah, with these extra roster spots for the rest of the season, expect more moves like this. Candidly, I'm going to have to say probably nothing much will come of it. Like we're well past the halfway point of the NBA season. If you're a good player, you're probably on a team because like good players don't just sit without an NBA team. Like that's just the reality. But give some more opportunities to these guys. Maybe something does come of it. Another player I'd be looking at to get more play time right now is definitely Javon Freeman-Liberty. He's been doing very well with the Raptors 905 affiliate. And here's a guy actually on a 2-way contract. So the Raptors could easily play him, just like they're playing Jontay Porter. He's on a 2-way contract. They could be doing the same with Javon Freeman-Liberty, especially considering that the Raptors' guard depth is atrocious again. Emmanuel Quickley is a starting point guard. Questions about whether his best position is actually at the 1 rather than the 2. And the backup point guard is Scotty Barnes. I kind of thought the backup point guard for a while would be Bruce Brown, but the backup point guard is Scotty Barnes. He runs the second unit. Why not give a guy a go like Javon Freeman-Liberty? His efficiency compared to last year is a bit down, but that's with an increase in field goal attempts with a not so good 905 team who are starting to kick on now that they're healthy. But Javon Freeman-Liberty is averaging over a steal per game, 21.5 points, 45% from the field, 35% from 3. Like, here's a guy who can definitely space the floor a little bit, hit some shots, run point guard. And again, these G League guys, I'm not saying that they're going to be world-beating players here that are going to be significant to the Raptors and possible successes, but it would be really nice to provide guys like this an opportunity for us to see, provide guys an opportunity to show their stuff. Javon Freeman-Liberty has certainly been playing well enough in the G League to, I think, warrant an opportunity, and he played extremely well in the Summer League as well. I'd just like to see an opportunity provided here. This was the thing about Jontay Porter for a while. I was like, he's doing really well in the G League. He's a big, and he spaces the floor. We could use a big at the time. We could have used a big at the time. He came in, took his opportunity, and is probably going to stay with the Raptors for a period of time now in the NBA. So let's see an opportunity provided to a guy like Javon Freeman-Liberty, but ultimately with these extra roster spots, don't have the highest of expectations here. Don't get too excited here. Raptors are going to take some flyers, see if anything comes of it, but ultimately, for the long-term future, nothing will really come of it, and that's all there really is.